Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life. And we are on week 32, day 5 of our positive, peaceful affirmations that we are doing every day, Monday through Friday. We are following Dr. Susan Lawton's book, Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar, that you could buy at Aroma Tools or Oil Life. If you love positive affirmations, if you love music therapy, and if you love aromatherapy and essential oils, you are going to love this book because it is a perfect combining of all three. And the affirmation for this week is, I am learning from my new adventures gently. Now, yesterday we talked about having role models or heroes, people that we look up to that exemplify the characteristic or the virtue that we are trying to incorporate into our life. And for me, when it comes to gentleness, one of my, hold on just a minute. One of my heroes on this is Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Now, I didn't grow up watching Mr. Rogers, although it was I definitely grew up in the era that he was on. Well, he spanned like decades, 50 decades or so of television. And so I think we kind of all, well, if you're super young, you didn't, but I think many of us grew up when Mr. Rogers was on The Neighborhood. Now, Mr. Rogers, one of my favorite things about Mr. Rogers is how true he was to himself. When he kind of discovered television when he was in college, and the stuff that was on television that time was just very, very, in his opinion, disrespectful and not uplifting to children. There was a lot of physical slapstick humor, pies in the face, and he had this sense of who he was and the dignity of the human spirit. And he's like, I don't think that's funny. I don't think putting people down is funny. I don't think what TV was pushing out to children, the violence, of so many of the cartoons and the children's shows. He goes, I don't think that was funny. And he felt a calling to change. So, and I don't want to explain his whole entire life to you, because I really hope you'll go and watch some of the movies about him. But, so he starts this program, right? He starts this television program. Well, he started one other program before, but then he starts a program called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And it's the opposite of almost every other program out there for children. This program is slow instead of being fast-paced. I know that there were a lot of programs that would do things very fast and high energy and changing topics so much of the time. And Mr. Rogers, he was the master of slow television. He would, people would watch his fish. He would take the time for a turtle to crawl across the floor. He would take the time to just explore different things. And I was watching a show on his philosophy and his mission, I guess, in public television. And he basically said, and he's at this keyboard, and he basically said that in life, he kind of, I don't know how much you know about music, but he basically goes from the key of C, and then he transitions it to this other key where you have a lot of sharps and flats. And he said, in life, as we're I don't know, growing up, there's a lot of difficult transitions. And he said, if I can help people through these difficult transition times, I think the world would be a better place. And so he started with a mission, and he talked really slow. In fact, people who were learning English loved to watch Mr. Rogers because he talked so slow that their brains could grasp the language. He had this gift of dealing with emotions. On what do you do with the mad that you feel? Like, that was one of his songs. What do you do with the mad that you feel when you feel so mad you could, I don't know, bite or whatever. Anyway, and he wasn't afraid to talk about things that children have. Like, you're never, like, maybe some children were afraid of going down the drain in the bathtub or whatever. I remember when I was little and I was always afraid, oh, what if I fall in the toilet? Anyway, but Mr. Rogers wasn't afraid to deal with our emotions, to help us understand that emotions aren't bad. They're just part of the human experience, and we can choose to deal with them in positive ways. Anyway, Mr. Rogers is one of my heroes when it comes to being gentle. I also have another hero, and his name is Henry B. Eyring. He's an apostle in my church, and he tells a story once. When one of his sons, I think he had 4 sons, I can't remember. Anyway, one of his sons did something, and he said, I just kind of picked up this son, and I kind of just, was just like, oh, I just wanted to get in his face and say, hey. And as he was thinking about this whole thing, like, hey, do you understand? Like, this is important. And he was thinking about this whole thing, he thought, stop. That's my son. Like, hearing the message from God, that is my child. Be gentle. Be gentle. Henry B. Eyring is this incredible man who has this incredibly gentle spirit about him. So, as we were talking yesterday about role models on whatever it is that we're trying to develop more in our lives, I hope that we will spend some time. Hope you spent some time yesterday. If not, today is another day, and I hope you spend some time today journaling. What characteristics are we trying to develop in ourselves, and who are our heroes on this? Anyway, just want to give a shout out to the universe for having a person, having our world be blessed with a person as gentle as Mr. Rogers and Henry B. Eyring and all the other gentle and sweet and kind people in our lives. Thanking God for all of those. Okay, so the affirmation for this whole entire week that we've been concentrating on is, I am learning from my new adventures gently. And then the affirmation for today, I'm loving, I think you're going to love, and it's, I am focused on what is ahead of me for fun. Now I'm going to repeat that. I am focused on what is ahead of me for fun. And you know me, I like to tweak the affirmations. So I am tweaking this affirmation, and I have 2 ways I want to tweak it, and you tell me which way you like better, and how are you tweaking these affirmations to better fit where your goals are. So the first way I want to tweak it is, I am focusing on the fun in the future, right? The future is going to be fun. But then as soon as I came up with that affirmation, like, there was a huge part of my brain that said, no, don't wait for the future. Incorporate the fun right now. So I am focusing on the fun. And then as soon as I said that affirmation, there was another part of me that was like, you know what? The bigger part is, I'm focusing on the joy. So I tend to focus more on joy. I don't tend to focus on fun. Like, this is an affirmation that I am going to have to work on. And maybe I can start incorporating more fun into my life. Like Fridays, it's Fun Friday. What are we going to do for fun? Or maybe what can I do to incorporate the fun in every single day, right? Fun. What's the value of fun? Fun wakes up our brain. It's like it makes us happy. It resets our spirits. It if you have fun, even if the mood was like super dark, and then someone cracks a joke, like it just brightens, and things instantly lift off. And so I know that fun is incorporated into our medical system. Well, maybe not as much as we would want it incorporated into our medical system, but it is. And people, I guess people who take charge of their own health are incorporating fun into what they're doing for their own therapy. Like you read about people who have cancer or some other major malady, and they purposely watch a funny movie. They purposely incorporate fun into their lives because they know that fun is healing to the body. Fun is healing to the body. And I'm sure that that there might be some people that are super serious, me, for example, and who are like, fun isn't necessary, or we don't have time for fun, or fun takes too much work. Like what are some of our misbeliefs as fun? Maybe that's what we should be journaling about today, is what are some of my misbeliefs about fun that keep us from having fun? Maybe it's fun isn't grown up, and now that I'm grown up, I can't have fun anymore. Or fun is too expensive. Or fun is a waste of time. And even as I'm saying these things that I have definitely bought into the past, or even fun isn't important, which it is. Like deep down, I know that fun is important. So if you're like me and you've been buying into some of these false beliefs about fun, let's find out what our beliefs are, and maybe explore where do we come up with that belief, and how can we definitely work to release this belief that is no longer serving us from our systems, cognitive systems, from our body, and how can we start incorporating more of the fun. When you're going through school, those teachers that make it fun, those are the teachers you love. Those are the classes that you loved going to because the teachers made things so much fun. So I'm really going to try to make Fridays more fun. I am really going to try to, what can I do for fun every single day? I hopped on, and as I'm starting my morning, and I'm usually at the computer, I usually start my morning by doing some family history or genealogy work. Anyway, so I'm at my computer, and I get the first text of the day on my phone, and it's my daughter Priscilla, and she oh my goodness, my phone is taping right now, and so I can't tell you her exact joke, but it was something like, oh my gracious, it was about the song "The Lion Sleeps Tonight." Anyway, sorry, I don't even remember the joke. I will put it in the comments for you. And the thing is, I looked at that joke, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was funny. And what that one joke did is the people in my family started hopping on to this family text loop that we always have going, and Jason, my son-in-law, posted the next joke, and then I actually posted the next joke, and then my husband posted the next joke. I don't even know how many jokes have been posted on this line by now, but I'm like, don't you love when people bring the fun into our lives? So we all love people when they bring the fun into our lives. Let's be those people. Like, let's do the work and get the intentional energy out there to make life more fun. Okay, so today is I am focusing on the fun right now. I am focusing on the fun right now. Because I really do think that there is some thing that we can make, some things that we can do to make every situation a little bit more fun. Okay, so the song for the whole entire week that we have been singing or listening to is "Weave Me the Sunshine" by Peter, Paul, and Mary. And the lyrics, some of the major lyrics of the song, and some of the only lyrics of the song, are "Weave me the sunshine out of the falling rain." And just turning every sad situation into something happy, something good. taking the elements that life gives you that you're like, wow, and you're like, let me tinker with this. Let me make it better. My sister's nickname, my sister's children gave my sister a nickname, and it's Tinkerbell, because my sister has the ability to tinker with any situation and fix it and make it better. I call her the Queen of Hearts because like she is so incredibly loving. But let's be those Tinkerbells, right? Let's be those incredibly connected people with God who can make every situation better. Okay, so again, the song for the week is "Weave Me the Sunshine" from Peter, Paul, and Mary. Now, the diffuser blend that we've been diffusing this week is 2 drops of Douglas fir, which is the oil of generational wisdom, and 2 drops of Melissa, which is the oil of light. We've talked about the emotional and physical benefits of Melissa before. Check them out. And we have talked about the emotional benefits of Douglas fir. So today we're talking about the physical benefits of Douglas fir. If you have missed any of our past shout outs, you can definitely go onto our YouTube channel, which is Living the Wholesome Life Old. I know we have 2. I don't even know why, but we have 2. So go to the old and you will see every single positive affirmation post that we have posted on there. Okay, so here are some of the physical aspects and gifts of Douglas fir oil. The first one is that it's really good for respiratory issues. And so if you feel like your chest is just like gunky and you're ready to get things out, go ahead and start diffusing Douglas fir, or even put like 3 drops of Douglas fir into like a teaspoon of coconut oil. Rub that on your chest and see if that doesn't help. It's going to help open up your airways, and see if that doesn't help to get some of the gunk out. Okay. It is great. So Douglas fir and basically all of the fir trees are amazing for times of pain and discomfort. So Douglas fir is great for painful muscles. So if you've had a really hard workout and you just know, I'm going to be sore in the morning, right? What I want you to do is get out your Douglas fir, I would put like maybe 2 to 3 drops in teaspoon to tablespoon of coconut oil, just whatever kind of comes out, and rub it, mix it up, rub it on to the muscle areas, the major muscle areas where you're going to be uncomfortable in the morning, and I think that will help you wake up with your muscles with better comfort. Okay, if you have achy hands, if there are discomfort in your back, just wherever you are feeling those areas of discomfort, go ahead, put the Douglas fir on. Put it in a carrier oil first. That's going to help it go further and penetrate. Some of the essential oils have, if you just put them on without a carrier oil over them, or kind of mixed in a carrier oil, they might have a tendency to flash off a little bit. So you might be losing some of the effects. So go ahead, mix it into the carrier oil. It's not going to cut. It's not going to decrease the power of the essential oil. It's just gonna help it stay on, soak in a little bit better. Okay. So Douglas fir is great for the complexion. It can bring a clarity and a brightness to your complexion. So go ahead, mix that in your cleanser. Just put like a drop or 2. I put like just like a drop in your cleanser. Clean your face. I think you're gonna love the smell, and it's gonna boost the cleaning power of your facial cleansing routine. It's immune boosting. I almost just want to say enough said, because I think that so many of us right now are wanting and needing things to help boost our immunity, help our immunity stay strong, and just to give us a peace of mind. Just to give us a peace of mind that we're doing everything that we can to take care of ourselves, to take care of those in our homes, in our circles, and our loved ones. So, there's an incredible kit right now for sale with doTERRA, and it comes with this this diffuser. Anyway, I'll put the link in. I'll put a regular link for just these two oils, and then I'm going to put the link in the comments for the new kit that just came out. You'll have to add the Douglas fir in because it's not into that kit, but it has so many oils in it that are so good for our immunity, and it comes with a diffuser. And I love how diffusers just change the mood in your environment, change the energy, but you can be diffusing things that are so boosting to our immunities. So, Douglas fir is intensely antiseptic. I love that word. It's just not mildly antiseptic. It's intensely antiseptic, and it's great to use with lemon or On Guard in your cleaning spray. So, I love cleaning with the drops of On Guard and 3 drops of lemon in a like cleaning bottle about that big, whatever. I think you can buy them at the dollar store or wherever you like to buy your cleaning bottles. Anyway, and I just put it in, and I spray my counters, I spray, my kitchen table, everything in the bathroom with that spray, and I just know it's killing the germs. And so a super good trade up for that would be mixing the lemon and the Douglas fir, or mixing the Douglas fir with the On Guard. Super great, putting 3 drops of each of those. And how inexpensive is that? Like a great cleaning spray, and it will smell so good, right? It smells so good. So Douglas fir you can also mix if you're like one of those major do-it-yourself people, the type of do-it-yourself people who love to make your own soap, and you're making your own deodorant, which way more people did that than I knew. Anyway, Douglas fir is great to use in your deodorant because it can actually help reduce the bacteria that make you smell bad. So a super good blend when you're using Douglas fir physically. If you're going to try to a blend for better breathing is to mix it with eucalyptus. So you're going to just mix a couple drops Douglas fir, a couple drops of eucalyptus in a blend, put it in your diffuser, turn it on. It's going to really help open your airways. You can definitely do that in coconut oil, and then just rub it on your chest, opening up your airways, like I said, clearing out some of the gunk. And if you're using it in a massage blend, what you're going to want to do is mix 2 to 3 drops, whatever falls out of the bottle. But you only need a little bit. And little is, like, some people think that more is better when it comes to a lot of things, like more money. Yeah, I would think that might be better because you can do a lot more good with more money. But when it comes to essential oils, more is not better. Little is better. So these things are power packed substances. So you only want a little. Okay, so if you're doing a massage blend, you're just gonna put like 1 or 2 drops of this Douglas fir. Mix it with wintergreen. Wintergreen, oh, amazing, world renowned for how well. Wow, I need some water. Clance, can you give me some water, please? Anyway, how amazing wintergreen is for pain and discomfort. Thanks, hon. So, anyway, we definitely believe in duplicating things in our house. So you know how Caleb, who was my oldest at home, is the one who is always helping film these things. Well, Clancy, once a week, Clancy comes on and he's learning how to do the filming too, because Caleb's a senior, and we don't know what's happening with this pandemic, but probably this is his last year at home. Anyway, so we're getting Clancy trained on how to do things. Okay, but wintergreen and eucalyptus is an amazing blend to help with those during those times of discomfort and pain, to just diffuse, and put on. If I'm using essential oils for pain in my body, I'm definitely putting it on. Okay. And where do you put it? You put it where it hurts. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so that's basically the physical benefits of Douglas fir that I wanted to chat with you about. Hop on next week because I'm already loving it. I'm already loving next week's affirmation. You're going to want to hop on for next week. And just reminding you that the diffuser blend that we're diffusing the rest of this week is 2 drops Douglas fir, 2 drops of Melissa. Douglas fir, the oil of generational wisdom. Melissa, the oil of light. The song for this week is Leave Me the Sunshine Out of the Falling Rain, Peter, Paul, and Mary. And the affirmation for this week is I am focused on the fun. Focusing on the fun. And maybe even, like for people who need it like me, I am a fun individual. People think of me as fun. Like, let's think of ourselves as being more fun so that people connect with us that way. That we connect with ourselves that way. Anyway, the affirmation for the entire week is I am learning from my new Adventures Gently. I hope we go forward being more gentle with ourselves, being more gentle with others, and maybe even more gentle with God in our relationship. Like, we don't need to blame him for every little thing that goes wrong in our life, right? We can praise him and thank him and for giving us all these amazing opportunities to learn and grow stronger and become more compassionate, become more virtuous by the things that life presents us with. Okay, I am Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils Health Matters and Living the Wholesome Life. And hold on, Clancy, you're going to have to shut this off in just a minute, so you might want to get up here. Okay, anyway, I am Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils Health Matters and Living the Wholesome Life, telling us all that I know with God, we can make every day a great day. Bye-bye.